Yo, 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 how y'all doing? It's your girl E. I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I went away last week. I went to Spain and it was amazing. Just being able to take the time out, being able to leave things behind and just spend, a couple of nights away in a different country and to do things that you normally wouldn't do. It was really a good break for me, and I came back really, really refreshed. And I think it just kind of made me think of, how much time we put into working and making money, but never really spending it on ourselves. And sometimes, I know we live in a country where we've got so much bills to pay and so many things ongoing that you need to put money down for. So you never get the time to actually, spend some time away from the norm, spend some time just resting your brain, resting your mind. We don't normally do that because we've just got so much on. You've got your marriage, you've got children, you've got finances, you've got work, you've got business. There's so much that you have on that you never actually have the time to take out the time for yourself. And I think that's quite important. So just wanted to put that in there. Take time for yourself. Honestly, it's important. So, where did we stop? I think we stopped at anxiety. And I was talking about anxiety because I know that this is something that I believe a lot of people suffer with. Sometimes you recognize that you're going through it and sometimes you don't. Sometimes everything's chalked to depression. And, I believe that before you even get to that point of depression, you would have gone through worry. And worry, has a good link up with anxiety because you're worrying about so many things, and then you get anxious, and then you don't want to do this, or you don't want to try something new, or you're just anxious about things because you're worried. And when you're worried and you're anxious, put that together, and it's something that you battle with on a daily basis. That's when depression begins to set in. And it's always very important to recognize it, because if you don't, what you would get is you will wake up one day and everything will just come crashing down, and that can be a horrible place to be. So what kind of started my anxiety and depression, so to speak, was just in the relationship that I was in. For me, it was because I realized that at some point I had nobody, and at some point the only person I had was treating me in a way that made me feel I was worthless, made me feel like I had nothing. And one of the biggest things for me at that point in time was that I didn't think there was anything I could do. But more than that, I didn't want to be around anymore. There was a particular night that, I just sat on a sofa in the living room, and I just thought to myself, why am I here? Why would you sit in this? It's amazing how it never occurred to me that I could just get up and walk. I could just, reach out to family. There's so much I could do. But my mind, gravitated towards, just ending it. Now, I don't know about, you, if you're listening to this. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but that was the first time that I ever had any. I don't think it was a suicidal ideation. I think it was just that hopelessness kind of feeling, as in, what is the use? I was miserable, unhappy. I was angry all the time, and it was such a horrible time, and my mind all my mind could think about was, I hate this life. I hate you. I hate me. I hate life, and I don't want to be here anymore. And I remember, wishing that, I could just, all that you just be taken away from me. I just close my eyes and that's it. I didn't have to wake up in the same place, in the same situation, and I'll be fine. The way the relationship was, and I don't know about many of you that are currently going through this, but it was such a roller coaster of a relationship that, if we were to talk about it now, it's always that thing where, because it happened to me, I would remember a lot, but the person that was doing what was being done probably wouldn't remember much of it. But I remember that, we could be having a conversation and I could say something that wasn't acceptable, and it would be a slap across the face. Or anything that was around would be used on me. And I remember, some incidences where I I would just, walk into situations and I couldn't say anything or I couldn't do anything, and I was walking around the house always scared, not knowing what would happen when it would happen, and most of the time I would, reflect on where, he was coming from and the kind of lifestyle that he had, thinking, was your parent, was your father, was he abusive? What were your parents like together? What did you witness to make you think this was acceptable? And I think what made it worse was the fact that I would fight back, but after I realized that it wasn't possible to do so, it would just happen. Sometimes it would happen where, I'd end up crying so badly, I'd go into the bathroom, and I'd just sit under the shower and just stay there, and I wouldn't want to come out because I just wanted to stay there. And there would be times when he would say, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done this. And there would be times when he wouldn't say it. And it became the norm. So sometimes sometimes he would apologize and sometimes he wouldn't. But all I know is that it left me in a place where I was so angry with myself. In fact, I was more angry with myself than I was with him. I mean, how crazy is that? And I would make excuses. This is why this happened. I shouldn't have answered back. I shouldn't have, because you did this. That was why. So it made it easy to, not put so much blame on him, because my mindset was like, if you already know that he doesn't like this, why did you do that? That's what you get for doing that. Can you imagine? I don't know who you are that, you're going to listen to this. And I don't know what you're going through. But if you're going through domestic violence, I want to say something to you. It is not your fault. I know it might sound a bit cliche, and that you've heard this from so many places or you've heard this so many times, but I genuinely want you to understand you didn't do anything. When he or she blames you for something and they hit you, you didn't do anything. See, people that hit and physically, abuse you, mentally abuse you, emotionally abuse you, the problem lies with them. They are insecure. They're insecure. They feel powerless. Therefore, they take everything out on you. If they're not happy, they want you to be unhappy. If they're angry, they take it out on you.